How's it going, guys? My name's Aaron.
My name's Matt.
And today we're actually going to be playing Warhammer 40,000. We discussed it pre-game. We know what we're doing.
Yeah, we're focused.
Yes, we're absolutely focused. Ready to annihilate each other. Alright, we'll talk about the missions in just a second.
Oh, thanks.
Alrighty, so we've already worked out what mission we're doing, but we don't know who's going first or anything yet. We're playing Scorched Earth. A picture of the map is going to flash up on your screen now.
Yeah, good like that.
So the mission in this one, you've got 6 objectives. You've got 2 that are on your border for your table map.
On the 12-inch line?
Yeah. Not 12-inch technically, because there's a 3-inch missing. Yeah. So the 9-inch line now.
My bad.
But anyways, you got 2 on your objective line, like your actual deployment zone line, and your opponent has the same. Then there's also 2 in the middle of the table, like out to the flanks. And the mission in this one, you've got a raise objective action. So if there's no enemy models near the objective or holding it.
That's a secondary objective though, isn't it?
Yeah, if you choose it, but you can actually do this action regardless.
Oh,
so
okay.
You can destroy the objective, but you don't get points for it if you haven't chosen the secondary.
And that's to deny them some of the other ones, like raise the banner and all that sort of things.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
So to raise the objective, it costs an action, so only infantry can do it. You can't have any enemy models like within the zone, that 3-inch zone of it.
Yep.
So no one can be on it, and you then do your action, which means you can't shoot or anything like that, and then it destroys the objective.
So you're spending your turn destroying the thing, and you can't do anything else while you're doing it. So.
Yeah, but the only objective you can raise is the ones on your opponent's line.
Yeah. So there's 2 on the enemy's deployment line, and there's 2 on my line.
Yep. He
He can only kill or raise those 2.
Correct.
And I can only raise his 2.
So on the actual picture, which came up before, I'll put it up again if you really want me to. Okay, it's up. So so you've got, on your deployment zone, your player A, you can only raise objectives B. And if you're player B, you can only raise the objectives on A. Mm-hmm. So makes it a little bit interesting. It's the way I sort of think of it, it's kind of like your opponent's kind of there, you've killed a few guys off it, and you've got that opportunity to get rid of their objective to just stop them getting it if they kill you back off it. Their turn?
No, see, I look at the opponent's list and I think, is it possible for me to clear their objective line, like that deployment line, and where those objectives are sitting? I'm playing, as you'll see, Death Guard today, and they're really resilient. It's a tricky one. Like you have to know that you can clear out a spot on their deployment zone to be able to do it.
Absolutely, and you've got to be able to get your guys in there too. So it's an interesting rule, but I don't think it's going to come into play a lot, unless you're really focusing on doing that.
Well, you could outflank and just do one of them. I mean, it's 5 points.
But even if you outflank, you're only able to come in 6 inches.
No, as in just put your army on the side and just go, I'm going to take that one out. Definitely getting those 5 points because it's going to be a close game.
And go that direction.
Well, but then at the same time, that leaves it open for you.
Yeah, good point. So your primaries are the same as always. You get 5 points to hold 1, 10 points to hold 2, and 15 points if you hold more than your opponent and the 2. So this other secondary objective, which is the optional one, that's the raise the objectives. So you get 5 points if you raise one of your opponent's ones, and then you get 15 points if you manage to raise both.
Which is significant.
Yeah,
but I reckon it's pretty tricky to do.
It's going to be real hard to do the 2. I think getting 1 you possibly could if you've got your list built towards it. But yeah, interesting.
But we're not playing lists that are built towards the objective. We're playing lists that are just sort of well-rounded. Well,
yeah. Mine's a little bit skewed.
Mine's just to test stuff out.
Yeah, yours is to test some stuff out. I'm kind of testing some stuff out.
I'm pretty excited about my list.
Your list is interesting. It's different to what you've been playing.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it.
So, anyways, that's what we've that's the mission we got. I'll just grab us a couple of dice each quickly.
Is this to see who goes first?
This is, to see the attacker defender.
What about deployment zones?
That's what we do now. So we roll in. So I've got a 2.
I got 3.
Alright, so you can be either attacker or defender.
What does that mean?
So if you're an attacker, basically it means nothing. If you're a defender, you pick your deployment zone. So if you're the defender, you get to pick which deployment zone you want to be
an attacker?
There's no point to being an attacker. They get to place the first model.
Oh, so
So if you've got infiltrators, it could be beneficial because then you could put models out in certain places, but only if your opponent has the infiltrators as well. If they don't, then there's no real way that it's going to matter.
Okay, well, I'm not in the decision-making mode, so I'm going to go attacker, which means I place my models first.
Yeah, but I pick the deployment zone.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. All right, so since you're an attacker, that means you get to talk about your army first. Excellent. So we'll be back in just a second with Matt's wonderful, amazing Space Wolf force.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm going to introduce you to my Space Wolves list. How many points was it altogether?
1996.
96?
96, 98, something like that. Let's have an exact list here. So we've got 1996.
Okay. I went with the full, was it battalion?
Yeah, battalion.
So that's 3 leaders in it. I've got a Wolf Guard battle leader, I've got a Wolf Lord.
Yeah, so we'll go through them individually. Yep. So this one's, which one was the lead? This guy was your warlord. We put him in.
Yeah,
right?
so he's my Wolf Lord in Phobos armor.
Yeah.
The reason I've chosen him is he's got the gun, the Mastercrafted Instigator Bolt Carbon. You can target characters. In this meta, characters, as we all know, really buff armies. And I'm looking to take out the characters. It's a bit sad saying that when my opponent's right next to me, because he's like, all right, I'm going to hide him. But if he hides him and it doesn't go near his army, then he's probably got a bubble that only buffs in, is it?
What's that? Buffs the...
So like if your leader, if he's not too close to your army, you can't buff it.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, so their choice. So he can actually pick them. It's a great gun. It's strength 4. Not so good. It's assault 1, so he can move around. 30 inches, AP neg 2. Gets better AP on the second turn with the doctrines, but the damage is 3. And I can target his character even if it's not the closest unit. So I'm really happy with that. This one, it doesn't look anything like him.
He had the warlord trait too to give him extra damage.
Extra damage, so he's damage 4, yeah.
Yeah.
Hope I hit. I have a wound.
Yeah.
This guy here is Ragnar. It's not Ragnar yet. I'm actually doing the model up at the moment. Looking forward to putting it up in front of you guys in the next few weeks. Just stock standard. He's got like 10 attacks on the charge. Stock standard. You can buff him up. There's plenty of things out there. There's like Touch of the Wild, which
you can touch what?
Touch of the Wild.
Oh right.
Touch of the Wild. It says use this stratagem in the fight phase. Select a character, which he is.
Yep.
Until the end of the phase, when resolving an attack made by that model, an unmodified hit of 4 plus scores an extra hit. So if he's already on 10 hits, that's another 5 hits. And there's other ways to buff him even further. That's 15 hits.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's something to be definitely...
The only thing is, the army I'm fighting against today negates a lot of that if there's certain people around where I am, but I'm not modifying my army for that. I'm taking it as a stock standard army. Looking forward to times when that actually goes. I mean, imagine that. 15 attacks, he goes nuts, he's got good strength, lots of damage.
Against an army that's got lots of weenie troops and stuff, like that was just instant.
I prefer to play against the Primaris Marine army because the wounds like...
Are they 2 damage each?
On him, he's
Yeah, 2
damage each.
Yeah, plus 2 strength. Yeah, strength 6, neg 4 AP.
And re-rolling hits.
Yeah.
It's like,
he's just
or ones. Yeah, he just goes crazy. So.
Yeah.
And that weapon is neg 4 AP. It's +1, +2 strength. Like it's crazy. The other Lord is this one.
On Ragnar too, don't forget to mention you spent the CP to give him that extra warlord trait too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What do I actually buy?
It's whatever he comes with.
Yeah. I can buy first in whatever round it is. It doesn't matter if I charge or not.
Yeah.
Because I want to get those attacks away.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
useful. That means I'm going to have to try and shoot him, but then he's going to be covered by men, so I have to kill the men away to be able to shoot him. And then eventually he's going to probably end up getting to combat. So Yeah, it's going to make me have to consider lots of options how to kill him.
I mean, today's army doesn't have to worry about him too much because most of them are tougher than what his strength is coming in.
Yeah.
But I'm not changing it. I really want to see how he rolls.
It'd be actually better to see how he goes against tougher stuff, because if you can drop some tougher stuff, you know that he'll be able to smash weaker
He
stuff.
sat down and did the maths, we'd work it out already.
Yeah.
And then he just run.
Yeah, true.
Alright, the other guy is a battle leader on a Thunderwolf.
Yep.
Stock standard, but he has that Jarl for him. It's the Huskarl to the Jarl. Reroll 1. So I've got a reroll wound, rolls of 1. So I've got an option. I could actually keep him back and leave him with my firepower and not send him forward with these guys.
Yeah, having like more of a counter attack.
Yeah, so with these two here, rerolls a hit of 1s, rerolls to wound with 1s. It becomes quite a little nice bubble if I've got things that shoot. Good news.
Yeah.
I have things that shoot.
Nice.
Yeah. Alright. Getting into the troops, I have 7.
Seven assault intercessors.
Yeah, these are the ones with the new box.
One of these ones? Yeah, I don't think they can see it. We'll show them later.
Yep. They had the chainsaw, Astartes chainsaw, which gives the -1 to AP. I heard there's a rumour that they're going to upgrade all chainswords to be that soon.
Yeah, I heard that too.
And even heard some nasty rumour that all Marines soon will have 2 wounds as well.
Plague Marines also.
Yeah, not interested. Alright. I've also got some infiltrators. With one guy's got the comms array, which allows him to kick into any of the Jarl stuff, Huskarl the Jarl or the Jarl of Fenris. While I've got that, and these 2 leaders have one of those 2 commands, that allows them to do the whole reroll to hit. And while the guns aren't great, but they can infiltrate.
You can pop smoke on them too, so you can't shoot them or something.
I'm not sure these guys can pop smoke.
Which one are they?
I think the Incursors pop smoke.
No, the Incursors are the ones with the combat stuff.
Let's have a quick squizzy.
Yeah. Infiltrators. Yeah.
Smoke grenades, they do.
Yeah.
Once per get, I want to shoot.
Yeah. But if you're in a mission where you really need to hold that objective as well, you can just stick them on there, pop the smoke, and just wait and just keep getting the 5 points.
Oh, once I've raised the flag
You know
on
what
some
I mean?
other things, I
Yeah.
can do it.
Yeah.
So that's a troop there. I can combat squat them. I've also got intercessors, but they've got the stalker bolt pattern guns. I want the heavy range. I want to use them in their first turn. I can drop, once again, my opponent isn't next to me, but I can drop some of the really cool. Actually, I can give these +1 attack with the veteran intercessor. The other one I want to use is the target sighted. It's 3 combat command points, sorry.
Yeah.
But I can let all 10 of them target his leader with my guns. And they're damage too. The AP is not too bad.
I think it's neg 2, isn't it?
They upgraded it, so let's have a quick squiz.
Yeah.
Neg 2, 2 wounds.
Maybe
I can
3.
I can increase the wounds. It becomes neg 3. Yes, they got feel no pain and all the rest, but 10 guys at that just shooting at their lord.
You'll get some wounds through.
I want to kill him. I want to kill him.
I've got some shenanigans that I'll talk about in my list, but anyways.
You better talk about. I want to hear them because I'm telling you what mine are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So they're my troops. So there's a possibility of breaking into 5 groups of troops. Yep, that's it. Now, on fast attack, Thunderwolves, all with shields and Thunderhammers, nothing special there. I've got these guys, which are the intercessors, I think, with the macro.
Inceptors.
Inceptors,
yeah. And they got, it's called a Plasma Exterminator.
Alright, so they got good shots on them.
Yep.
Well, they're not too bad, but they're expensive.
Yeah. They're good for line breaker, things like that, and they could, when they come in turn 2, that's the phase where they get the extra AP, these sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
whether I hold them back
yeah.
or I keep them in my bubble, I don't know.
Yeah.
Other fast attackers, suppressors, longer range, probably not going to hold them back. I'll probably want to use them.
Yeah.
It's heavy 2, and they get 2 damage on each of their shots.
They've got a thing as well where they can deny Overwatch, which isn't as big a deal.
No, I don't really care. If they get into that case, they're dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but the
But
strength of the
they
gun.
can shoot something and then someone else can charge, and that's nice ammo for Watch. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, if you get wounded, you can't. They can't shoot Overwatch. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Strength 7, neg 2, damage 2. Adds up.
It's good. That's just more
Possible to do something with.
more ranged attacks and
Still
stuff.
expensive.
Yeah.
And the other, that's my 3 fast attack. Heavy support. What's the aggressors? Are they elites?
The aggressors are elite, yeah. So you got
Yeah.
3 aggressors in the elite.
3 aggressors with the
bolt version.
auto
What's the
bolt storm.
Bolt Storm gauntlets,
Yeah.
auto Bolt Storm gauntlets, and a Frag Storm grenade launcher.
Not going to be that handy against this army that I'm playing. Maybe if I punch a few things,
Yeah.
but
But if you're building a balanced list, they're going to go well against other things. It's just because my army got a lot of toughness. That's the only downside.
the good thing about them though is they make a good shield. They're big models. If
They're
I put them in
beefy too.
front of my heavy support and he wants to get rid of my heavy support because it's what's damaging him, they've got to go around him, and I'll actually put them in front as cannon fodder, and they can hold their own. So if he doesn't kill
absolutely.
them, then I'm going to punch him. Okay. All right, and I've now got the long fangs, my trusty long fangs. Can't wait for them to get 2 wounds. 5 las cannons. Going to stick them next to people that tell them to re-roll ones.
Yeah, definitely. Because when the thing with them, them guys as well, if you've got one of the re-roll leaders, either the hit or wound, then you don't need the other one because you can drop the strat on them if you need to give them the re-roll hit.
Oh, the long fang strat.
Yeah.
I always forget that.
Yeah, I'll try and remind you.
Yeah,
Unless I'm losing.
After. Oh, you should have used. Oh, thanks. And these guys.
Eliminators. They're actually pretty cool.
I got them out of the Vanguard set, which is another box that I didn't bring along. Vanguard set, all those sets are really cool. They don't have the las fusel, which is a really strong gun, 8 neg 3 damage or something like that.
Yeah.
But the sniper rifle allows you to target characters. No special rules required. The gun allows you to target characters.
Yep.
I figure if I want to have something like a las fusel, I could be wrong, feel free to put in your comments, I should just put in more long fangs if I want a big gun to shoot stuff.
For Spaceballs, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you play a
Whereas
different army.
I do believe that if you can take out a character which buffs an army, there's a lot of promise in that. I mean, I'm just trying this out. This list, as you can see, has heaps of different squads. And it's just for you guys to have a look at how they go. I apologise for my dice rolling right now.
You've actually also got your Hellblasters.
I got the Hellblasters there too at the front. Still not sure what to make of them.
Yeah, they're I think the trick with the Hellblasters, if you have an Apothecary nearby and you have a Banner nearby, when they die on a 4+, the Banner guy lets them shoot as they die, and then the Apothecary brings them back to life to just keep going through that way.
That would work, but for me, I'm thinking you're putting so many points into keeping one of these guys who I don't even know how useful they are. They've got the heavy gun, plasma incinerator, I think it is. It's got the good range on it. I really want to use my first turn well. If I don't, then the true Space Wolves, the assault Space Wolves in my army, will have to come into play. And I mean, I just really wanted to use these models. I got them. They're not painted fully up yet, obviously, but I'm pretty excited. And I hope you guys can give me feedback about how I should use them. And I'll try this time, as opposed to last time, putting my whole army on board.
There's been a mention that you should look at some of the Wolfen units. The other thing that I want to try and remember for you to remember is this stuff here. So Savage Fury, whilst the Assault Doctrine is active, so from your turn 3 onwards, if you go into it in turn 3, an unmodified hit roll of 6 for an attack made with a melee weapon by a unit with this ability. So they have to have a melee weapon. If they just show their no stats, it doesn't matter. So the unmodified 6
It's an extra hit.
is an extra hit. Yeah.
Oh, you know what's really cool? Is that 0.1. Don't know if it's in this book or the other. Yeah. Knowledge of the foe. Use this stratagem in the fight phase when an enemy character is destroyed by an attack. I don't know how many characters he has. You get a command point back for free.
Oh, that's pretty handy.
If I kill one of your characters, I just go...
Get a command point.
And I don't have to spend anything.
Nice. Yeah, so you want to kill my characters in different phases.
Do you have any characters?
I've got four characters. They're hard as nails though, so it should make it
And
interesting.
the feel like pain's going to be a pain.
On the bright side though, you've got 11 command points for this at your army. So that's pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've got to learn how to use them.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what
right.
probably the next few weeks, months.
Also, is this the new book?
Yes.
Have a look at transhuman physiology.
Yeah, I saw that. It's good for Wolven.
Yeah.
I might use it if I'm starting to panic, but it is one of the better ones in there.
Yeah. It's especially if you're getting hit with stuff that wounds you on like 2s and 3s, which my plague burst mortars can do, and some other guns I've got can do.
Yeah, it's 2 command points, so
it is 2 command points, but it's something that's going to
depends what you're shooting at.
Resilient too.
Nothing in here is that you'll just take it all out.
Yeah, possibly. Just go over your secondaries as well, if you've thought of through or not yet.
No, I haven't thought of them.
That's right. We'll go over my army and I'll talk about the secondaries I was considering doing, but I'm not going to do due to snipers. And I'll explain.
Oh,
why.
really?
Yeah. I'll explain why.
What's wrong with my snipers?
Nothing wrong with them. I've just built my list in a way to protect from snipers.
Did you?
Yeah.
And why?
I'll explain it when I go.
Did you know I was going to have snipers?
I didn't know you were going to have this much sniping. It's actually quite interesting. I'm actually glad you brought it because I'd love to talk about it.
Oh, you've got stuff that stops sniping?
It's kind of like the shield drone stuff from Tau.
Not happy with that at all.
Alrighty.
Oh, that just sucks.
Excellent.
That sucks.
So we'll go over my list.
Oh.
Alrighty, so this is my list. It's a Death Guard list, and basically the goal is to not die with the Death Guard. So, yeah.
I don't like the idea of it at all.
Yeah, I've got like 21 models in this entire
Yeah,
list.
but they got 2 up saves, normal saves. There's 4 up invos. There's 5 plus invo. Feel no pains.
Normal pains, yeah.
You probably got rerolls of wounds and hits.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go through it then, hey? Let's start with the big man himself, the Demon Prince. So he's actually my warlord, and he has a psychic power called Blades of Putrefaction. So I cast that on a unit, and they get +1 to wound, and on a 6 you take a mortal wound in addition.
Does that apply to the whole unit or just to one?
To the unit you cast it on. Yeah. So I cast it on myself, I cast it on the
so
Terminators, on these guys.
So if you cast it on someone who just had lots and lots of shots.
It's only for combat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's just combat.
Let's make that
Yeah.
rule now.
Yeah. It's just, your melee
I
attacks.
was going to say, otherwise some
So,
pistol with...
he's actually in a Poxmongus heavy sport attachment, the Spearhead, and he has got the Iron Clot Furnace, which is a Poxmongus relic, and it gives you the 4+ invulnerable save bubble to Poxmongus.
How big is that bubble?
7 inches.
Okay.
Yeah. And his warlord trait is Arch Contaminator, which gives you, instead of re-rolling 1s to wound on plague weapons, it allows you to re-roll all failed wounds on plague weapons.
He needs to die.
So he's pretty nasty. So then we've got in our fast attack slot, we've got 2 fast attacks, and they're both made up of 3 Malefic Blight Haulers. So
Is that these guys?
That's those guys, yeah.
Yep.
They're pretty tough, you know. They're toughness 7. They've got 8 wounds, I think, each. 3+ armor save. Then you got 5 up invo, which becomes the 4 up with the bubble.
If they're close.
Then you got the 5+ disgustingly resilient, and they can actually get the Blades of Putrefaction cast on them. So they're normally a 6 strength, and so most things are going to be wounding on 3s. They then become 2+ the wound, and then the 6s will give me the mortal wounds as well in addition. And they've also got a strat you can drop on them, which gives them an aura of a debuff to my opponent, which is 7 inches, and it's a neg to your armor save when I shoot or hit you in close combat. So their AP neg 2 becomes AP neg 3 in combat. So it's just that little bit more. It's a situational thing. If you're against more elite armies, it's beneficial. If you're against like guard or something, it's not so beneficial. Yeah.
I'm going to change my army to guard.
In close combat, they are plague weapons as well, and they got a little flamery type gun that's assault D3. It's blast as well. So, needless to say, they're pretty nasty. And being a spearhead, you have to have 3 heavy support. So we've got 3 plague burst crawlers. They've got the 2 plague spitters and the heavy slugger on the hull. So they're kind of situated in a way where they can do pretty well in combat in terms of shooting because they've got the auto hit guns. Last game I was saying they were strength 9, but they're actually strength 7, so I apologise. It didn't matter because I was wounding toughness 5.
Well,
so.
I didn't even bring my whole army, so...
No, that makes up for it. So
No, it doesn't make it.
So yeah.
That was...
Anyways, let's not talk about that. This is a whole new day. So yeah, the 3 plague burst calls. They're solid. They're a hard tank to kill normally, and with the 4+ invulnerable save, it just makes them that little bit harder to take care of. So that's the Poxmongers detachment. So now we've also got a Vanguard detachment. So it's going to be led by Typhus. Now, I'm not taking any Pox Walkers, which is what Typhus usually buffs. So this army, I thought I needed someone who can deep strike in with Terminators, and I also needed someone who can cast Psychic powers. So instead of taking a Psyker and a reroll 1 bubble guy, I could take Typhus and spend a CP on him to give him the Harbinger of Nurgle, and that basically gives him the reroll 1s to wound aura. He's also got the aura from being a what do they call the Arch Contaminator? Not Arch Contaminator. Oh, Lord Contagion. Sorry, my apologies. A Lord of Contagion. So the little bubble. It's if someone's in close combat within 7 of my guys, then on a 4+ they do mortal wounds to who they're attacking. A mortal wound of 1. 1 mortal wound.
Say that again.
So if I've got, let's say, this guy here, he's within 7 of Typhus and he's in combat, I roll a dice on a 4+, you take a mortal wound.
Is that every round?
Every round. Every unit within 7 inches of me. Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's pretty amazing. There's only 1 mortal wound. It's not like I do 15
Yeah,
to the
but
squad.
there's heaps of guys that could be within 7 inches of it.
Yeah, that's the point. That's why he can deep strike. So his psychic abilities that I've given to him are the Miasma of Pestilence and the Pertessant Vitality. So the Miasma of Pestilence gives a -1 to hit to whatever you cast it on, and the other one gives +1 strength and toughness. So I could cast them on a squad of Terminators and they suddenly become additional strength and toughness 6. So I should mention too that this detachment's Mortarian's Anvil, and they have a stratagem which you can put onto Terminators, which reduces the damage they take by 1. So if you're hitting with damage 2, it becomes damage 1. What? And then I can flick it off with the Disgustingly Resilient. But Typhus actually does a benefit from
How many
it.
wounds do they have? Just 2?
2.
I'm going to hit you with damage 3 then.
Then it'll be -2, and then I'll Disgustingly Resilient one of them. And then I'll still be
What do you mean
alive.
it's -2?
So it'll be 2 wounds instead of 3. So
Yeah.
your 3 wounds become 2, and then those 2 I get Disgustingly Resilience on, so I'll probably save 1.
No, I've seen you roll 5s and 6s, so it's pretty
Yeah,
bad.
it's disgusting.
Why do you get 5s for the Feel No Pain?
Because they're Death Guard, and that's just what they have standard.
They don't have standards. Look at them.
Yeah, I know, they're disgustingly resilient. But anyways, yeah, so they're Mortarian's Anvil, and they have the squad of 5 Blightlord Terminators. They're all armed with axes, bar 1 guy who has a sword, this guy.
Yeah.
That's just because how I've modelled them. It's the same points, it doesn't matter. And they have their...
Strong bolter.
It's called a combi bolter. They have a stratagem which I can then use on them. The stratagem lets the combi bolter go from rapid fire 2 to be rapid fire 3. And because they're Terminators...
They count as moving.
Yeah, they can shoot the full 24 inches the whole time.
And that's 3 shots or 6 shots?
Their rapid fire 3 will be 6 shots per Terminator. It's an expensive stratagem, I think it's 2 points. Yeah. So they are in Cataphracti Terminator armor, so it's a 2+, 4+ invulnerable. But their movement's only 4 inches. That's the downside.
Backwards.
Yeah. Then we've also got 2 Foul Blight.
They can deep strike, they can't.
They can deep strike, yeah. So that's why
Bang
Typhus is
and
there.
shoot.
Yeah. Or I can set them up on the table depending what I want to do. So then I've got the 2 Foul Blight spawn. So because it's an elite detachment, I wanted to throw the elites in there and needed spaces, so I've got 2 of them in there. they just do the aura that gives my opponent the not charging ability. So they charge, they don't count as being charged.
Oh, so it negates any of the...
Yeah. I'll read the exact wording for you. Where are we? We have foul.
Are they characters?
Yes, they
so
are.
I can't shoot them.
You can't shoot them, yeah. So they have revolting stench. Enemy units that charge this unit and are within 7 inches of this model at the start of the fight phase are struck by a stench so
The
foul.
start of the fight phase before charging?
No,
before...
the fight phase is when you're about to roll to kill me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Struck by a stench so foul. They falter, losing their imperatives. Such a unit does not get to fight first in the fight phase, but can be chosen to fight like other units that did not charge. This ability also affects units that have abilities that would enable us to fight first if they had charged. Ragnar.
I know.
I didn't realise that until I read it.
I may change my character targeting. I just know Ragnar can get nuts on these guys.
Might as well.
Well, imagine that.
Yeah.
50 attacks on those.
No, I know, it's nuts. But we've got the last unit in the detachment is the Death Shroud Terminators.
These ones?
Yeah, the guys with the big scythe-looking things.
Oh, cool.
They're cool as shit, those guys. They're probably one of the coolest models, I think, in the Death Guard range. I mainly took them today for a couple of reasons. One is I see people on the internet often wondering how to use them. And I was planning different ways in my head that I could use them, but not just in one way, in multiple ways. The first way is I was going to take them as a deep striking force, which could land in my opponent's deployment zone to help with get line breaker, or they could do raise the beacon, which gives 5 points. They do that 3 turns in a row. That's 15 points. That's my secondary maxed out. The second thing they can do is, well, there's a couple things they do. One other thing they do, they give a little bubble to characters within 3 inches. They give them an extra attack. So if Typhus is with them, he gets an extra attack.
And he can deep strike too.
Yeah, he'll be usually with them. But this other one here is called Silent Bodyguard. Roll a dice each time a friendly Death Guard character is hit by a ranged or melee weapon attack, whilst he is within 3 inches of this unit. On a 2+, one of the Death Shroud intercepts that hit. The character is not hit by that attack, but this unit is instead. So, because this Demon Prince has got the 2 important things on it.
I can see. You're going to put them with him.
Yeah. So, because the Demon Prince has a lot of abilities.
So he doesn't have the ability.
Army.
He doesn't have the ability.
No. So yeah. So he doesn't have the ability to flick the wounds off. Them being near him, take the wounds.
So they choose to take the wound.
Yes. They choose to take the wound from him to protect him.
So they're his bodyguards.
Yeah. So if I come up against an army, let's say like
mine,
Raven Guard, or your army with lots of sniping weapons that can take out my big guy that does the big buffs.
You know I'm going to shoot these guys now though, so we're going to put those 3.
I don't care. Anyway, this guy I might put in reserve.
With these guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
These 2, what are you going to do with them?
They'll go in amongst the army.
As what?
Anti-defenses.
I can just shoot them.
Go for it.
I'll get the first kill. They won't last long.
So yeah. So that's
10 intercessors into them.
I reckon they can hold off.
No. You've seen how it rolls.
You'll miss like a third of them.
Have I got re-rolls today? I've got re-rolls today.
You do, yeah. You just got you roll on 2s and just be like, fuck. But yeah, so
That's true.
So the death.
Are they a squad?
No, they're separate units. They're individuals.
So I'm gonna go 5 intercessors, 5 intercessors.
Yeah, you might. Yeah.
How many wounds they got?
4, 5.
I'm talking about these guys here.
Yeah, they're the Blight Lord. Not Blight Lords. Yeah. Anyways, those guys.
The ones that give negate the assault extras.
Negate the assault. So yeah, so so the way I looked at building the list was so I could either go, option 1 would be to deep strike stuff into my opponent's backfield to get line breaker and raising the beacons. But because I'm up against a list which was sniper, which was plan B, I'm probably going to now keep the Death Shrouds on the table to protect this dude. And then the other guys, I'll probably decide whether I want to deep strike or even have them on the table.
You won't want to have them on the table because they stumble. They're not going to be useful to you.
They can sit on an objective.
Yeah, great. That's not going to do anything for you.
Yeah, well, I can move forward a little bit with them, and they're 4 inches, and then I can just pour out shots.
6 shots.
Anti-infantry, which is
what I have.
Probably good to have. Also, because you've got some squads that are over 5 models, these guys will do minimum 3 hits. Minimum 3 shots too, because they're blast weapons.
Not if I combat. Oh, minimum 5. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I just have to kill.
So we'll see how that goes.
I'm going to take out some things and put las cannons in.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to have to think now about what my secondaries will be, because my plan was originally to go with drop into your table side and cause havoc. So now it's interesting because I now have to rethink my plan, which is my plan B, and now I have to rethink some secondaries, which is going to make it interesting. So we'll both sit off screen, figure out our secondaries, and we'll come back and quickly go over our secondaries.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
We'll get into the game, I reckon.
I think that's fair.
All right, let's do it. Let's think our secondaries.
All right, cheers, mate. Secondaries, we had to think about it. After looking at each other's list, I've gone with Bring It Down.
Yeah.
Because he's got monsters and vehicles in there. He's got vehicles that have got more than 11.
Yeah, that was probably the most obvious one, to be honest, because each of the monolithic blight haulers are worth 2 points to you. Then the tanks are worth 3 because they're 12 wounds. And then the demon prince is also worth 2 points. Yeah.
I'm happy with that. Line breaker, because I've got infiltrators, I've also got deep strikers, I've got all sorts of stuff. He's a compact army, and therefore I can actually land away from him and then just get points. He's probably going to annihilate me in terms of his shooting and resilience, but if I can just mess with him it's only 5 turns, isn't it?
5 turns, yeah.
Thank you. Alright, so 5 turns, I'm just trying to keep away from him and I don't know what the range is on your guns and stuff, but...
Yeah, the closer you get, the more dangerous it gets, basically.
Yeah, so I don't want to be near him, so I want to keep away from him, just get the points and get out of here. And the last one is raise the banners. I've got lots of troops, I can do it.
You could grab a few.
Well, the reason I want to do it this time, last time I didn't want to do it because I thought everyone does it, but I've got lots of troops, lots of infantry.
Actually, more tooled up for it.
Yeah, and I can put useless things on them, on the objectives, and he can choose not to shoot them, and I just get a point. Or he can shoot them, and my good stuff survives him shooting at me.
Yeah. It makes me have to think a bit.
Yeah, don't hurt yourself.
Nah, that's already hurting.
That's what I'm going with anyway. I didn't do the psychic stuff because he doesn't have enough psychers.
Yeah, I've only got 2 psychers.
Yeah.
I think having the 2 psychers now in the list is probably a good balance. If you go more than 2, you're starting to push yourself. Yeah, you push yourself into that asking thing. And the ones that the psychic things to cast, they're not really that great, and they're kind of hard to get because you have to do them all the same psyker. So yeah. So if I was to do the one where I jump into the middle of the table, I have to cast the thing 3 turns. So my psyker has to be within the middle of the table for at least 3 turns.
He's going to get killed.
Yeah, he's not going to survive.
Well, that's something else is going on.
Yeah, so I'm not going to do that one. So I've actually chosen attrition. I think that's probably the best one for me. Score 4 victory points at the end of the battle round, not end of my turn, end of the battle round, if more enemy units than friendly units were destroyed this battle round.
Which is quite likely, seeing he's got very few units.
And you've got lots of small MSU units. Yeah. So realistically, if you kill 1 of my units, I could probably kill 3, but overall points wise, it'll probably be about the same.
Yeah, you should max that one out.
Yeah. So that's 4 each turn, so maximum 15. Then I've got Assassinate. I thought that his leaders need to die. So I get 3 points for each of them. Mainly because a couple of the other areas are a bit sort of but Assassinate makes it interesting for me. So yeah, I get maximum 9 points for that, for the game.
You'll get them.
And then...
if you get them.
Yeah. And then I've also got Line Breaker. So I am going to end up putting Typhus and the Blight Lord Terminators in reserve. My main goal turn 1 is going to be able to punch a hole big enough for them to fit in. Otherwise they'll have to come in turn 3.
Well, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
I was hoping he'd go take first turn, because then I'd hold my stuff in reserves. I've got some good guys that can drop down.
Yeah.
You know the ones.
Yeah.
The suppressors and the intercessors.
Yep.
And the other part of my army could all target that squad, get rid of them. Because Typhus and your Terminators are 2 squads, and that will give you the points.
That'll give me the points. And also the monolithic Blight Halls are going to be coming for you. The little dreadnought sized guys.
Oh yeah, I know that, but that's...
They can also get into your mighty.
Yeah, but I'm gonna... Well, you'll see the
with
setup.
the Demon Prince. And
But I'm going to move. I'm going to have one part of my army here, and the other army elsewhere.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
So you're going to have to choose.
Yeah.
Because if his whole army comes at my army, and I just have them like that, I don't think I can handle it because they won't die. And there's so many buffs, and if they're the closer their army is together with the Death Guard, with all the buffs and
they're not a
auras,
spreading out army.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try and spread out my army.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that makes it interesting. So
I don't know. I really don't know. I think you'll kill a lot of my stuff.
Yeah. Which I need to do for attrition anyways.
But I'm gonna try and get the points.
Yeah. This is could be a fun game.
If I don't whiff it, apparently.
So yeah, I think the other thing too that you might be able to do a bit better than me is the primary is the hold more.
Yes.
Because my army's going to focus probably on 2 objectives and be trying to kill you off the objectives.
How many points do we get per primary?
So you hold 1 objective, you get 5 points. You hold 2 objectives, you get 10 points.
Is that at the end of the game?
And start of your combat phase. So turn 1, you get nothing. So then turn 2, you have your combat phase. If you're on 2 objectives, you get 2. If you're holding more, you get another one. So
well, that makes it even more interesting because I completely forgot about that. But if I'm holding lots of objectives because of my infiltrators, if he doesn't want to lose those 5 points,
I'm going to kill you off them.
Yeah.
But you also got to be careful not to put them out so I don't leapfrog off them, because I can assault into you and get some speed up. So that's another thing you got to be wary of.
Yeah, a lot of my stuff can infiltrate with them.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's more stuff for me to kill in a bunch. Cool.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Well, either way, we're going to start setting up. So I get to pick the side of the table.
Yep.
And then you start setting up the first unit, and then we do the back and forth. So I'll show you the table, and then with the battle report that will come out tomorrow, you'll be able to see the game. So hopefully this was informative. Make sure you give us plenty of likes and subscribes, and lots of tips too.
This army that I'm running has got a lot of the new units, a lot of the Primaris ones. So
you're still learning them.
I'm still learning them, but hopefully you look at them and say, okay, that did all right. I may not be maxing them out properly with the stratagems, so please help me with that. But yeah.
Excellent. All right.
I'm looking forward to this.
Me too.
Okay.
Let's have a look at the table. Okay, guys. So here's the table. This side you see here is going to be Matt's deployment zone. So he's got all this cover here. We've got this 45-minute terrain piece that I made just for the hell of it. I wanted something a bit Nurgle looking. There's a fair bit of stuff I'm going to do to it. I'm going to fill up with some resin. I'm going to put some sand and stuff on it to make it a bit more red like the table. Hopefully it'll look pretty cool when it's done. Not bad for an hour piece of terrain or what, probably. Over here we've got my deployment zone. So we've got nice little places to hide over there. And yeah. So we've got our core of our objectives. Got one over here by this fallen down statue. And then we got the 2 on my line, which Matt can raise. Got the other one here. It's kind of just tucked in beside this bit of terrain, like the skull bit of terrain. Then you got Matt's ones over here. These are the ones that I'm going to be looking to raise to prevent him getting points. So that's the table. We'll be back tomorrow with our game. Have a lovely day, guys. Don't forget, like and subscribe.